At the recent CPAC conference in Dallas, which concluded this weekend, there was a straw poll. And the results of the straw poll reported now pretty widely in the media. Trump 69%. This is for 2024. Desantis 23%. And pretty tellingly, Cruz 2%, Pompeo, Nikki Haley, Rand Paul, Kristi Noem all 1%. And by the way, notice who's not there. Mike Pence, 0%. Wow. Now, I want to try to explain the Trump phenomenon here because there are some people who say, and I've been seeing this on social media, that DeSantis is much more kind of error-free than Trump. DeSantis doesn't make Trump's mistakes. He is very effective, as Trump is, in hitting back at the media. They both have that kind of fortitude. But DeSantis is less ad hominem. DeSantis is in some ways, certainly in terms of his personal life, he seems unbelievably clean-cut. He's got the sort of perfect resume. So why is it? Why is it then that Trump is consistently not just ahead, but way ahead? I mean, Trump is over 2/3 of the vote, and DeSantis's numbers only improve if you take Trump out of the equation. So what's going on here? Well, I want to try to explain this in an unusual way. The writer Scott Fitzgerald, this is the author, of course, of The Great Gatsby and a number of other important books. Scott Fitzgerald once said something very poignant and I think very illuminating. He said, I've got the two second best things to have, but I don't have the two best things to have. And he went on to explain that the second best things to have, in his view, were good looks and intelligence. And Scott Fitzgerald goes, I got those two. But he goes, but the two best things to have are animal magnetism, and money. And I don't have those. And Fitzgerald here, I think, was referring specifically to Hemingway because Fitzgerald noticed that Hemingway had this animal magnetism. Hemingway could go to Spain, not even know the language, and there he is, and drinking with his buddies, and they're all watching the bullfight, and Hemingway's a great guy. If something contagious or infectious about Hemingway wherever he went, and Fitzgerald kind of envied that. What has Hemingway got that I don't have? And I want to apply this kind of principle a little bit to politics because I think if we think about somebody like Nixon. Now, Nixon did not have good looks. I think it's fair to say. He did have a lot of intelligence. Animal magnetism, 0. And not a lot of money. So part of the sort of astonishment of Nixon was that he was able to get so far, in a sense, while having so little. JFK, good looks, yes. Intelligence, a fair amount. Animal magnetism, yes, a fair amount. Money, a lot. So you can see JFK's path in that sense was very smooth. Look at Reagan. Good looks, yes. Intelligence, yes. Animal magnetism, yes. And money, a fair amount. Not obviously not as much as, say, Trump, but obviously a successful Hollywood career. Bill Clinton, good looks, yes. Although Debbie's like, Dinesh, are you serious? I don't see what's good looking about Bill Clinton, but obviously many people did think so. Intelligence, yes. Animal magnetism, yes. Money, not really. The Clintons made their money basically through crookery later, and that doesn't really count because if you get your money through theft and stealing, it's hardly a measure of what you've accomplished. Hillary Clinton, looks? Well, no. In fairness, when Hillary was in the White House, they must have brought in beauticians and hairdressers and maybe some who knows what, but they were able to make her look pretty good. So her looks improved in the time she was in the White House, but then they degenerated afterwards to what they were before. Intelligence, yes. Animal magnetism, no. And money, no. Let's turn to Gavin Newsom, mentioned as a presidential contender. Looks, yes. Intelligence, not really. Animal magnetism, no. Key point. And I think a big liability. And money, yes. Kamala Harris, this is really kind of a joke. Looks, no. Intelligence, no. Animal magnetism, no. Money, no. You may ask, what's she doing in politics? Good question. But coming back now to Trump and DeSantis. With DeSantis, looks, yes. Intelligence, yes. Money, no. animal magnetism, no. So using the Fitzgeraldian calculus, this is what is holding DeSantis back. He doesn't have that kind of factor that automatically makes him a star, that turns heads in a room. But now look at Trump. Good looks. Well, even though Trump is now well into his 70s, I would say yes. Intelligence, yes. Animal magnetism, yes, in spades. And in fact, the good looks very often for someone at Trump's age are the animal magnetism, and then finally money a lot. So you can kind of see here why Trump dominates. And I think Debbie made the point as we were chatting about this, the additional point that with Trump, not only does he have the money, but he has the kind of working class style so that he's not withdrawn from the community. Ordinary people can look at Trump and go, man, you know what? He's the kind of billionaire I would aspire to be. He relates to people on a kind of even basis. And so I think this is the secret of Trump's success.